Hello guys, Lazy Sensei here, and I'm here to basically teach you how to create a worthwhile creepypasta original character with 3 easy steps. Now, what people fail to do when creating a original character period is coming up with a background first. You know, dislikes, likes, orientation, blah blah blah. And I'm basically here to teach you how to do that. Now, this is my old creepypasta account where I used to draw a whole bunch of original characters on that are terrible. So I'm basically here to tell you guys how did I fail and how you can succeed in creating a creepypasta character. So step one is very simple. Before you pick up a pen or paper or pick up your drawing tablet and pen tool, you definitely want to create a background for your original character. You want to find out if he's going to be a computer virus, serial killer, an entity, you catch my drift, or let's say possession creepypasta. So the first thing that you want to do is, pick one of those. Let's say that I want to do a possession creepypasta and I want to do something involving, demon. So what people do is often, most of the time, is create, the demons that they want to use, create the entities that they're going to take, and that's perfectly fine. You can do that yourself, but I personally, I would look up, demons, actual demons, things that I can derive some sort of type of realism from. You catch my drift? Like, get some type of inspiration from somewhere. Now, you don't have to do this, like I said, but 9 out of 10 times it'll be better. To be frankly honest, if you, find something to, derive your character from. So here we have a website that I've basically found off the internet recently that holds a lot of demon names. A lot. So basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick a demon. Let's choose Azazel. And you don't have to read everything per se. You don't have to read everything, but you at least have to read at least one paragraph or something that where you can have enough information on the entity or being that you're doing, enough to put into your creepypasta. Now we're gonna start to read this. So basically it says, Azazel is the chief serum or goat demon who haunted the deserts, in whom is most primitive and Semitic tribes offering sacrifices. So from that one sentence alone, you can pull a lot. So if you're thinking about, okay, so how am I gonna integrate a goat into basically my character, a goat demon? It's a goat demon. Throw horns and hooves on him. But lazy, how am I supposed to make it look real? In time, I will tell you. Now it says, who haunted the desert, and whose most primitive anti-Semitic tribes offer sacrifices to. This is beautiful background fuel. This is amazing background fuel. Now you're asking yourself, Lazy, how the fuck am I gonna get a kid to get possessed in the damn desert? I'll tell you, viewer. Look, listen to me. In the desert, Texas and New Mexico, those are deserts in themselves. Are you kidding me? And then it says primitive Semitic non-Hebrew tribes. You also have Egypt. You also have Jerusalem. Come on, you guys. We went to school. The Old Testament state that, okay, excuse me if I don't know how to pronounce these names. I'm going to say Jay, appointed the priest of Sirman, but Jay, I'm going to say Joe, but Joe destroyed the place of their worship as practices uncomplying with the worship involving copulation of women with goats. So this, again, beautiful amount of background fuel. Not only is Azazel now a goat demon, not only does he derive from a desert, not only does he offer blood sacrifices, but he's even more vengeful because his place of worship is now destroyed. That makes sense. It makes the demon even more, kind of elusive, kind of crazy, kind of erratic. That makes sense. Now, from reading this one passage alone, you got enough background fuel to fuel a tank on an 18-wheeler. Now look. Basically, you better ask yourself, okay, now how do I integrate this into my creepypasta, Lazy? You're not making sense. You're just blowing smoke up my ass. Calm down. I know what I'm doing here. I'm pretty good at creating original characters. Let me stop. Okay. So what you're gonna do, viewer, you're gonna think about, okay, so deserts, Jerusalem, Egypt, Mexico, pick. Okay, let's say that he's born in New Mexico. Okay, so let's say that it basically says Semitic tribe. So when they say tribe and when they say worshippers, you know what I'm trying to say? You're thinking, okay, old school religion. Who's old school? Your parents. You know what I'm trying to say? That makes sense. So let's say that this person in this creepypasta, we're gonna name him Danny. Okay, let's say that Danny's parents derived from this tribe. You understand me? Like her grandparents passed it on to the mother and father, and the mother and father tried to shield their son from it. That makes sense. But still, let's say every month on a eclipse, you know what I'm trying to say? Like something, you know, they drive out to the middle of nowhere and they perform these sacrifices. For years, Danny has been wondering, where are my parents going? So when he turns about old enough and he has a car, one night when they go out, he follows them. So Danny follows them in their car, you know, a long distance, like it's a long drive out there, and they get to the place and they sacrifice the human and or animal, and the son sees it, and they're chanting in a language calling upon Azazel. That makes sense. Azazel comes and he appears to them and he's gonna take the goat, but then he smells something. It's Danny. Danny is not baptized. Danny is not saved by the Lord. Danny is ready for the reaping, if you catch my drift. Like, he's demon bait at this point. He sees him and he sees a vessel, a unpure, unholy vessel for him to take over. Go straight for Danny. Like that. Danny becomes possessed. End of story. You know what I'm trying to say? You can add as much things to that. Danny becomes possessed. He goes on a rampage. He does this. His parents try to give him an exorcism, etc. You can go either way with that. But from that little background alone, there goes your original character. Now I bet you're asking me, Lizzie, man, what's step 2? Do we start drawing it? No, you don't. Put your pen down. Relax. Take it easy. Now that your Creepypasta original character is somewhat 5% complete, you know, background, we start working on full character bios. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you look up character bio, why did my computer do that? You look at character bio. Let's see. Here we go. In character bio, it actually asks a lot of questions, but you can basically pick this. The most answer is character name, nickname, you know, an alias, date of birth, place, resident, blank. You can give, you know, your full character background, you know, before he was possessed. Like, his name is Danny. They used to call him Dan or whatever. His date of birth, say September 12th, place of birth, New Mexico. Residence, give his address, height, weight, blah blah blah. But what you really want to focus on is if I can find it, whatever, is dislikes and likes. Now, look, people tend to mess up on their creepypasta character by giving them trivial dislikes. You know what I'm trying to say? They're not focusing on the character themselves. They're necessarily focusing on they're merely focusing on, you know, like, oh, he likes the sun, or he likes the beach, or he likes cupcakes and blah blah blah. Like, I don't care. Think about it. Your character is a possessed vessel and he's holding Azazel. He does not like holy water. He does not like the church. He does not like the sun. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, give me dislikes that apply to your character and makes him upset. He doesn't like this type of person. Like, let's say, like, in Halloween, Michael Myers liked none of his family. Let's say that Azazel doesn't like the guy that blew down his church. And let's say a couple years back, he has a great nephew. Azazel will find that nephew and kill him. That makes sense. Kind of like Friday 13th. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? It adds more corruption and more evil to that character. It makes him far more worse. Catch my drift. It makes him fear more, because you don't know who you're related to. You know what I'm trying to say? That makes anyone like, damn, was I related to so and so? Because if I am, then I could possibly be next. Catch my drift? So when you do likes and dislikes, make sure that they add on to the character's background, not just be dislikes. Like, make sure that they add on to the character's background. Okay, but you're asking me now, Lisa, say, can I please draw now? Yes, you can, viewer. Let's do some drawing. don't expect this to be good. I'm gonna put good, but not that good. So, pretty sure what you're wondering is like, okay, so how we gonna draw this character, you know? Like, how we gonna make him look good, you know what I'm saying? How we gonna make this character be, you know, the cock of the walk, you know what I'm trying to say? How we gonna make him look pretty good? Well, this base isn't gonna look good, I tell you that, but basically, you're gonna take your time and draw a nice base. Sorry for taking too long. And you're gonna, there we go. So basically, if you're asking, listen, say, how does it make this character look special? Okay, so he's been possessed by a goat demon. So you don't gotta have hooves. You don't gotta have a goat head, but you have to have something. Like, instead of him just having horns, let's say that they bursted through his skin. That makes sense. So let's say that he has a horn here. Okay, that makes sense. What we're gonna do, instead of just, you know, making it normal, we're gonna have his, you know, make it look like, you see what I'm saying here. Like, it needs to look bad. We're gonna throw some shit in here. You know what I'm trying to say? Make it look good. Like, make it look nice. If there's one thing that people do wrong with creating creepypasta characters, is they make, like I said, make the characters first and then draw it later, but then the backgrounds never match. Like, they don't look good. There's nothing being different. If there's one thing that you don't want to do, is put a damn Jeff the Killer smile on a damn character. If you do that, you definitely don't have a character. It's not happening. It's not happening at all. It's not. It's not, because no one's gonna take you seriously. Because like, oh god, there goes another Jeff the Killer smile. If you did this anytime in your past, and don't be shy to mention it, because I did it, you've seen it. If you did this anytime in your past, nobody thought your character was bad, nobody thought your character was scary, your character was just Jeff the Killer. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It was nothing. You created nothing. I'm sorry. So basically, you want to have meaning to your character. Like, if he's going to have goat hooves, maybe have like the goat hooves, you know, like form. Make sure that the goat hooves look natural. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can even have skin tearing up from the goat hooves, or have them, you know, be furry, etc. Make them look correct, okay? Well, you can even look up examples of goat hooves that make sense. When creating your original character, he can look complete. Since our character was once a human, then you can possibly start out with, you know, a regular kid, you know, he has nice hair, he's normal, he has pants and jeans. Like, there's nothing wrong with, you know, having a character. But now, since he's a demon, you might want to have him bigger. Sorry, this looks terrible. I'm really not trying. You can have him possibly bigger, like the demon gave him a belly. It gave him those Justin Timberlake abs, you know what I'm saying? Made him buffer. Okay, anyway. Basically, you want to do something like that. So, basically, when creating a character, simplicity is key. You don't want to have a character that... How can I put this? Neon colors do not go with creepypasta characters. If you ever created a neon colored or a rainbow based creepypasta character, I'm disappointed in you. Like, no, bad, what say? Bad, we don't do that. No. 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 We don't do that here. But, basically, when creating creepypasta character, like I said, simplicity is key, but it also has to be simple yet elegant. Okay. So let's say that you created basically Azazel. You created your demon. And as long as your character does not have these things, rainbow color, Jeff the Killer face, too much blood, too less blood, then you're good. It has to be a balance somewhere. Your character has to look scary, but it also has to have some realism to it. Like, a normal human wouldn't be bleeding that much, you know? But maybe since he's possessed, he bleeds a lot. Like, have a reason for it, and then have your character match with the background. It all goes back to the background it likes. Like, let's say your character, okay, let's say that he doesn't like the sun. Have your character be so pale. Have him be pale. Have him be brittle. See, for example, like, when you look up pictures of the Rake, some of the things that pop up It is. Like, it's basically a creature that basically, it looks like a subterranean creature that has not ate, it has not bathed, it looks bony, it looks disgusting, it looks, you know what I'm trying to say? It looks frail and old and tiny, and it has a whisper voice. When creating, you know what I'm trying to say, when doing stuff like this, make sure that it goes along with the creepypasta himself. Like, you don't want to say, like, would it be messed up if in Jeff the Killer story, instead of, like, understand bleach and fire and blah blah blah, the nigga look normal, like he had a nose still. He didn't look like Michael Jackson. Like, come on, guys. He didn't have a slit mouth. Wouldn't you be like, okay, this shit not adding up? You know what I'm trying to say? If Slenderman had a face, wouldn't you be like, wait, it said that he had no face. Like, it has to match. It has to match. Whatever the writer writes, it has to match this, you know, the picture. Like, doesn't look like the rape. In the story, they say he had claw-like arms. And he was small and frail. And big white eyes. You see what I'm saying? Make it match with the background. Make it go with the story. People don't fucking draw Slenderman with a face. This Slenderman's not supposed to have a face. What is this? What? What is this? Like, look at this. Look at this. Why does this exist, people? Why does Slenderman have hair and a face? Why does this exist? This is beautiful, but no. Why does this exist? Why does Slenderman have a face? Why does he have an emo haircut? What is this? Slenderman is a... Moving on. Sound like I ain't see that. I lost my train of thought. Look at 8 people. Okay. If your character's looks, appearance has to match the background. If a sailor's gonna have horns and hooves and possibly wings, you don't have to add wings, but if you want to, go for it. But if your character's gonna have, you know, wings and everything, look, make sure that they look good. Like, you can make them possibly tattered, but what I really came here to talk to you guys about is creepypastas and immortalities now. Let me tell you this before I say anything. There is nothing wrong with having an immortal character. But Lazy, you just said, I know what I said, viewer. Look. There's nothing wrong. Naruto implicated this very well. Now, everybody knows Orochimaru. And if you watch Naruto, then if you haven't watched Naruto, then let me explain it to you. Orochimaru is immortal. He lives forever. But at the same time, that show made it in a way where he still had his Achilles heel. He was immortal, but the vessel he was possessing was slowly dying. You see what I'm saying? So he would have to get a new vessel to keep living on. You understand me? That is so good. That is so good. Because his spirit lives on, but at the same time, the vessel he's holding, the vessel he's possessing, he needs a new one. Because it's like, my spirit and my soul can live on, but this vessel, this body, this earthbound body is going to die sooner or later. You understand what I'm saying? And on that note, creepypasta characters must have Achilles heels. Okay? Like, they must have Achilles heels. Jeff the Killer, yeah, he's a human, you guys. He's a human. If somebody shot him, he would die. This nigga's a human. He's a human. He's a human. He's a human. If somebody shot him, he would die. That's his Achilles heel. He's a human. He's an Achilles heel. He's not immortal. You know, he's not, you know, Michael Myers. You know what I'm saying? He's human. He's human. He's human. Same thing with Jane the Killer. She's human. She's human. Same thing with Mask and Hoodie. They're human. They're human. Even if you realize it or not, even virus creepypastas have their Achilles heel. Now, I don't know about you, but in Bent Drown, they never said that nigga could come through the damn screen. So therefore, stop playing the game. Bam, you're done with them. Now, Sonic, they didn't see Achilles heel. What is it? Don't play the game. Bam. What was it with Slender? Don't fuck with him. Don't go through his nose. Alright, look, don't fuck with him, okay? Sexual offender man. Don't take the rose. Leave it alone. Splendor man. He's sweet. You know what I'm saying? Buy him a cake. He deserves it. Trender man. Don't wear tacky clothes. I mean, come on. Gotta be out there looking fabulous. He will get your ass if you don't. And don't sag around him. He will beat your ass. But yeah, whether you realize or not, every creepypasta has their Achilles heels. Every creepypasta is like that. You know what I'm trying to say? But to be frankly 100% honest, it's okay for your original character to be immortal, but as long as that shit works. Like, going back to the character we created with Azazel, he can be immortal, because he is immortal. Azazel is a demonic presence who will live on forever and ever. But, like in Naruto, and at some point in time, his vessel is gonna die. So, let's say that he can get a new vessel. But Lazy Sensei, if that makes sense, then he could just get a vessel whenever he wants to. That's still not fair. Hold on, viewer, hold on. Let me explain. Now, remember earlier when I said that his parents always leave on an eclipse? Let's say that's the only time he's able to get a vessel. So this goes back to Child's Play. Charlie Ray, like Charlie, I was about to say Charlie Ray Jepsen, whatever the guy's name was in that movie, Charlie something, I don't know. He could not get a child, I think. No, he could not perform a ritual until a certain time, and if it was past that time, basically he couldn't transfer bodies. So same rules apply. So let's say on the eclipse that's the only time. So what do you think he would do in that meantime to make sure that he would have a vessel? Create another cult. Do you see what I'm saying? Because it says that they destroyed his old place of worship. So what is Azazel going to do in his new body, in his new form? I can walk among humans now. The first thing I need to do is get some more worshippers. You know what I'm saying? He goes to a rural area in New Mexico and he starts to create a cult. Every year on the solar eclipse, he picks which vessel he wants to take over. Takes it over. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, when people start realizing that so-and-so people are disappearing, the police are going to catch on to him. So every time he has to move to a different state or go to a different location and start up a whole new cult, a whole new, group of people to follow him. You understand what I'm saying? He has gals in different locales. You feel me? You see what I'm saying? You can't just have your character, because you know what I'm saying, Azazel's a demon. He's beyond powerful, very powerful. But at the same time, even demons have their Achilles heels. You feel me? Like, everybody has something that they ain't good at. And that's where people mess up in creating a creepypasta original character, because they think that they're overpowered. If you make an overpowered character, that character is not going to be taken seriously. Your character is not going to be roleplayed with. Because every time people try to kill you in the roleplay or try to get at you, oh no, you didn't hit me. Oh no, I was doing this. Or oh no, I was black. Don't nobody want to play with that kid. That kid that got a whole bunch of toys. And they really good at toys. And you just like, man, I want to play with that kid. And then every time you try to beat up that kid, like, in the game, like, oh yeah, no, my soldier totally kicked your soldier's butt. No, he didn't, because he had so-and-so field. Oh, he had a galactic field. Nigga, we playing army soldier. Like, what are you talking about? But look, basically, have your character match the background. Not overpowered characters. No. Having an immortal character is perfectly fine, but at the same time, he still has to have an Achilles heel. He still has to have a way to get that, to get that character. He has to have something that's like, okay, I have to work for this. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, everybody has an Achilles heel. No matter how powerful you are, no matter how crazy fast or crazy blah 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 your character is, even Son Goku has an Achilles heel. Come on, you guys, you all know it's food. Acting like that make him never get hungry. Y'all see how he eat. But yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is 3 easy steps. You want to do the background before you do the character. You want to make sure that the weaknesses and strengths, dislikes and likes add on to the background of the character instead of just being weaknesses and dislikes and likes, and you know what I'm trying to say. Every little bit counts to add on to the character. Personality wise, dislikes and likes, weaknesses and strengths should add on to the background and to the character of the character you're talking to. When creating or drawing your original character, simplicity is key, but also simple yet elegant. So simplicity is key, but simple has to be elegant. That makes sense. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and enjoy your day. Bye.